I think start off with a year.
2004.
Now I'm gonna have you send pictures of its stock too, because fudge, you got it stock how long ago?
That was December 21, I think.
One.
December of 2021. The first week or something, I think.
And what was the impulse? Like, did you already know you wanted this? Because your first bike was the Honda, but like, why a Softail?
It's just still, I guess, more customizable than the Honda.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You still made a lot with that. Oh, did you already know what you wanted it to look like? Or no? Like, because I remember when you got it, it was stock. It had all the tins and everything, but like...
it was going to be a black bike, for sure.
Okay, black.
Just, you know, nothing too crazy, but...
Do you remember the first thing that you wanted to do to it, or that you did?
Converting from that 5-gallon tank to the smaller 3-gallon.
And then what was this off of again?
The first one was off a Nightster. This one, if you look underneath the paint,
oh yeah,
off a Iron 883.
Oh, okay, so the Iron 883.
Yeah, and then they painted over that.
Fuel injected.
You can still kind of see the outline, but it's not a perfect paint job.
Yeah, but no one would even know unless you brought that up.
Yeah, so 3.1 gallon fuel injected tank.
You got tubes, right? You got overs?
Yeah, they're full tube, six over.
6 overs on the 41 mil wide glide. Front wheels same. You just took the rotor off.
Front wheels the same.
Took the brakes off. What else? The FNA headlight. There was a video on that.
Yep,
that was fun. The risers and the bars. This is a swap meet.
Swap meet.
Okay,
$20.
But they were raw.
They were rusted.
Rusted and raw metal.
And then the risers. Those are like just on eBay. It says panhead risers, so they're just like old school risers.
Okay, so just older risers.
But they're square, so
squared. Throttle setup.
Prism
supply. Grips too, right?
Yeah, grips too.
And then this little accent, whatever that is.
That's Prism too. The little ring, yeah.
And then this cap was originally on the bike, huh?
Yeah, that's the original.
That came on it. And then this too. This is what people are interested because they saw the stance of your tank. Because a lot of people follow the lines and they think it looks good and they're like, they don't get a close look.
This is Mickey Mouse fender, or not fender, gas tank risers.
2 of them, right? 2 sets?
2 sets, yeah. Just ghetto rigged.
And did you need to do anything else? Like,
no.
Like you didn't need extra hardware?
It just came, well, I bought a new the stock tank bolt.
Yeah.
Because I lost it.
Oh, okay. So that's fresh. The carburetor, or the air cleaner is from
Trident
Supply Co. They're based in San Diego, right?
Yeah.
And this is the mini bread box, but you got the actual
yeah, the longer, or not the wider
mesh, because like the other one, they come small, right?
They come small. But
okay.
It didn't look proportional.
Okay. Yeah. Like, to the big twin, this sat better.
Yeah.
And then the chrome stuff was all from the swap meet. Swap meet pipes, offer
up.
Vance and Hines. Do you know what they are though, or not?
They're straight shots or something like that.
Okay, Vance and Hines straight shots.
They're kind of beat up, but they're loud as fuck.
The seat setup too. That was offer up, right?
Yeah, you were with me, remember?
Yeah,
we went offer up. It was like $200 for both.
Yeah, $200 for both. They don't look like they've ever been mounted or used. And then the back pad, that's the most recent thing you got from the swap meet, right?
Swap meet.
How much was that?
I bought it with the sissy bar just because I wanted it.
Accent piece right here. You found that online?
I forgot where.
Oh, did you like order?
I think it was Etsy or something.
Like Etsy.
Then just like a brass sticker.
Oh,
so if it's really brass, then it's gonna start, like oxidizing. Hopefully.
Oh, I thought it was a random piece of metal. No, and then like you actually had to like.
It's like brass with like double-sided tape.
Oh, what the heck! And then this taillight too.
I think it was lowbrow or they had a sale, and I saw it. I was like, oh, it's pretty slim, So I got it.
Yeah, it's way slimmer than the other LED, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chopper nizzle bracket.
For real? Oh yeah, dude. Oh snap! That's right. Chopper Nizzle hooked you up with that bracket. Damn. I need to put all the references to what vlogs. And the side bag, was this something you got for this bike, or did you already have this on the
No, that was
on the Honda.
It's a different one. It's a different one.
Okay. And would you get that online?
That one came with the fuel reserve bottle.
Oh, that's right, the fuel reserve bottle.
Instead of mounting them together, I separated them.
Which you actually have up front here too. What else? Oh, the foot pegs. You got these online too, right?
Yeah, those are Anderson pegs.
Yeah, Anderson.
But they're like the male ones, so they're like.
Yeah, they go straight in.
It's harder to find, but the ones you usually find are the female ones.
Yeah. For like passenger pegs and stuff.
These are reproduction, I think. No, swap me too. That's new to $5, I think.
$5 bag.
There's nothing in there yet, but
yeah. What else? I mean, there are a lot of details. Okay, so if someone was asking about the bandana, what significance did that have for the bike? Do you remember, or do you even know? Is it for like a rattle or something?
Yeah, I remember when we first mounted the first one,
Uh-huh.
I was worried about it rattling because it was just sitting there, remember?
Yeah.
And then it was just zip tied. And then I think it was just
Oh.
sitting in the saddlebag, and I was like, oh, let me just wrap this around for the time being. But it just stayed.
Oh, okay, okay. Headlight, FNA, yeah. This is the second one you have, right? Because the first one,
the first one,
the panels, one of the corners,
one side like stopped working.
Yeah, which he handled, sent you a new one, he sent it back, and then this setup right here that you're running for the mirror.
The mirror is prism too.
Like this thing, the stem. But what about the rectangle too?
Yeah,
oh, you could have chose that or circle, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, and visibility wise, are you able to use it still?
My body blocks like half of it, so I can use like the other half to see what's in the next lane.
Oh, so you can kind of.
I can still use it, or I just lift my arm up and I see everything. And
then, did you relocate anything here, like the ignition or anything, coil, all that?
I did, but I put it back because it was in the way of the ignition.
Oh, to turn key?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then once I got that ignition there, I just put the coil back to the stock place.
Damn. Shit. And this is the original fender, right?
Yeah.
The
painted black.
But the original one that was like blue?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been debating on cutting it, but I think it kind of adds how like it's longer, it's not like shortened or anything.
No, it gives a good profile to the bike. Same tires.
Makes it look older.
Oh, and then even when the forks, how they used to look till now. I mean, there's a video on that too. But yeah, we polished them up.
Crustier than that.
Yeah. This is like.
But now they're at least still shiny.
Yeah. Front fender is not original. This is off Justin's Wide Glide, which is the Wide Glide is on my bike. Damn, is that really it?
Yeah, it's just nothing too crazy.
Well, it was a lot of work doing all the chrome stuff.
No, it was just finding it.
Oh yeah, that too. Finding it took time.
I could have bought them on eBay, but for full price, I didn't want to do that.
First impression of a motorcycle, like what do you remember? Earliest memory of motorcycles?
I remember my little cousin got burnt on our uncle's motorcycle.
Oh, that
it wasn't even our uncle. It was like our cousin's
family friend.
Our cousin's boyfriend's motorcycle. He like leaned up against the pipes, not knowing.
And that's what you remember?
Yeah, and he still has that scar to this day.
Damn.
It was a Harley. It was a Harley. I want to say it was like a Road Glide or something, or like older, like an older, bigger bagger. Yeah.
And that was
it wasn't a bagger because I know now because the pipes were out here. It was double pipe like this.
Oh, damn! Look at you, bro.
It was
red.
And
do you remember how old you were?
I was probably like 7 or 8, maybe.
And then so you're like 8 when you first. That was your first memory, earliest memory. But what would you say is like? What do you think the bug was that bit you? That made you think like that? Could have been a reality that you'd get a bike.
I was still pretty young too.
Yeah.
I remember there was a Chinese restaurant we would always go to every Saturday.
Uh-huh.
And on the way there, it was Harley on PCH in Lomita. Every Saturday there was always like barbecues in the front. Most Harley dealerships do have little things and on the weekends to attract people. But then looking out the window, you look at it, you're like, damn, there's a lot of bikes. There's people barbecuing, having fun. I was like 10, 12 years old. I'm like, yeah, I might want to do that later.
Oh, damn. Do you remember which restaurant that was?
Yeah, they closed down. But it was like authentic, according to my parents, authentic Chinese food. It was Lomita, I think.
Lomita?
I think it's called California Harley on PCH.
Oh, okay, yeah. I saw AOJ when they were recently, California Harley. So you were 12 and you thought like it could have possibly been a reality?
Yeah, because I would see like, younger people, not just older graybeards riding around.
What part of the bikes like did you think like, oh, I can't wait for whatever? Like, was it necessarily the riding, the styling, the posting up? Like, what were you looking forward to? Well,
coming from like cars and stuff, with cars, it's kind of boring. You just drive them and park them.
Yeah.
But these, it's kind of cliche, but there is a danger to it. That's part of it.
Okay.
It's like different from what other people are doing.
Yeah.
You see everyone's in a cage, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And we're not. So like you feel freer.
And you know what the risk is too.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's what you wanted though, like a little like
it's a
break from the norm.
Yeah, break from the norm. It is a novelty for me. It's not my main form of transportation.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too.
If you ask anybody that rides with us, I'm always riding on my day off.
Yeah. I know. I was about to say too. I was like, when it's your day off, you're freaking mobbing.
I make it a point to like get out on my day off and
get
some miles in.
It's good to get different perspectives.
It's a good stress reliever too, depending on what work you're in.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about getting one, you don't have to ride it every day.
Yeah. There's no pressure to it.
There's no pressure to it. It's good if you ride every day. That way you learn everything.
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have to.
There are some people that become jaded too. Like when it's their only vehicle, like
If
they
it's your
don't.
only vehicle, then yeah, I mean, ride every fucking day. Go to work, you make your money so you could maybe afford a car if you want, or a
Yeah.
more comfortable bike, or everyone has a goal.
Yeah,
Like I didn't really have a goal too much for this. It's like more like a
purely enjoyment, right?
pure enjoyment, pure novelty, pure it's like a toy. It's a bigger toy.
Yeah.
Like I could have been messing with RC cars or Legos or something, but this will actually get me places.
And to anyone who might think like, oh, motorcycles and customizing them is an expensive hobby, like,
It is.
what's? Oh, it is. Okay, I was gonna say, what's your response to that?
It is expensive, so just I mean, you're gonna mess up and buy parts over and over again. Hopefully you don't, but be prepared to spend money, get stranded. Yeah, the more you mess with it, the more you're altering, what it's meant to be, but you're customizing it to what you want it to be.
Because out of the factory, they're vehicles.
Yeah.
And to us, technically they still are, but I know what you're saying. Like,
I mean, we've known each other for a while. None of us keep anything stock.
oh yeah, that's right. We've
So
known
it's
each other
different
since
for
what
us.
year? If it's 2023 now, when did we first meet?
I was working at Attic in 2007, so I'm pretty sure it was 2007.
Fudge, yeah, we've known each other that long, and in the history of it, I mean, there are a lot of people that go from cars to
Yeah,
bikes.
your BMX bikes were all never factory.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
stock.
You always wanted to give them some style.
My car was never stock. My
Oh,
RC
yeah.
cars were never stock.
RC cars.
I had
too.
RC cars.
Okay, say someone doesn't have a bike and they've always thought about getting one. What words would you tell someone who's like, oh wow, bikes are always like they've always been cool to me. I just never thought about actually doing it. Like, what would you tell someone? Someone who like always had that itch in their head, like, oh, one day, one day.
If your mentality is one day, that means you're never going to do it until you actually do it.
Okay, okay. So pretty much you would tell them like say less.
I mean, yeah, I may even have to cut some of it out.
No, we're good, we're good.
I don't want to say anything fucking corny or anything,
No, dude. Yeah, think about it. Think
Just,
about it. We cut a lot. Like, okay, how about this? You meet someone who's really cool, sees your bike as you're about to leave, and he's like, "Oh, damn, dude, that's crazy, man! Like, I always thought they were cool. Like, I grew up always seeing them,
Yeah.
but I never actually like, damn. Like, I'm almost 30 now, and it's a little too late for me to get on that. What would you tell him?
It's never too late. I mean, I got one after 30.
Uh-huh.
I'm older than you. If you ask me what one regret would be, is
Ooh.
if I didn't start it earlier.
Okay.
But, depending on your situation, not everyone can have something that's sitting there that's worth money, Like, if I was hurting for money, this would be the first thing to sell.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
This is a pure luxury to me. It might not apply to everyone else, but if you have the means to do it. Just do it responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
And don't cheap out, because it's just like with your car, If
Yeah.
you cheap out on something, yeah, it'll run. I mean, it's a learning experience, but coming from someone that has fucked up a few times, sometimes it's worth it to just be patient and get the right part, do it right, ask for help,
Oh yeah.
take it somewhere. Don't be like ashamed.
Yeah.
by
Don't be too.
asking for help.
don't be too proud
prideful.
either.
Yeah, don't be too prideful.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot to be said about like what's
Yeah.
pushed online. Like everyone's was it DIY or DIE, and
Yeah,
you see these guys holding motors in their garage. But like, the reality is that's not everyone's life, bro. Like some people don't have a garage.
No, I don't have a
you don't have a
garage.
garage. A lot of people don't have a lot to fall back on, and it's not an excuse, but it's also saying like be aware of your situation, and
yeah.
you don't have to put yourself in any situation that you don't need to be in. If just because it seems that way online doesn't mean you have to live up to it. 2004 fuel injected. Just to
Yeah.
wrap that up, fuel injected. Is a car rated bike in the near future?
For me, I mean, it might be different for everyone else, but I'm getting older to where I'm content.
Okay, that makes sense.
If I do get one, it's gonna be a bigger bike,
Hey.
something that can replace a car.
Okay, I get you. Radio, butt warmer.
Yeah, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Something. This one isn't comfortable.
Yeah.
But something more comfortable.
Ah.
It still has suspension, so it's not horrible, but
Oh, and that's another big thing too, is that this bike still has suspension. For someone that might not know like a lot
Yeah.
about these bikes, there's suspension in there.
yeah, you can
And-
see it right here, like through here.
Oh yeah, you can actually see it.
There, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, dude,
It's just reverse on how it operates.
yeah,
Normally, a shock would compress when you go down,
yeah,
like lower. This one
pulls
depresses.
away.
It pulls away
Yeah,
when you go lower.
so shovel heads. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Damn, I think that's about
I mean,
it.
I wouldn't. If you want to touch on shovel heads,
Okay.
It's a sensitive topic,
Yeah.
but I'm not opposed to getting one.
Okay.
It's just obviously it's an appealing motor to say the least.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably most people will argue like, oh, what's the best looking motor? Some people say,
Sounding.
or just looking in general, like it's appealing to what social media wants right now.
Yeah.
It looks like something crazy, you know. It's like, oh, it's a shovel head.
Yeah.
Or then people that know, like, you know, the Succession. It's like, oh, that's an older, you know,
The
bike.
real deal, quote unquote.
Yeah, to have it running, you either have to pay a lot of money to get it running or know the ins and outs of it.
You're right.
Which, if you're like mechanically inclined to like turn a wrench, I'm sure you could work on it.
Yeah. But you yourself personally,
There's a lot of resources out there.
Yeah, we're in the information age,
Yeah.
so can't really.
Or what's that book called? The Cycleman book or whatever?
Oh yeah, they have
Yeah.
those. Cycleman.
I didn't mean to get one, but I mean, with YouTube, everything's on YouTube now.
Yeah. All in all, this is a turnkey bike, right? I mean, it just treats you right. Doesn't really, you know, if something happens, you know you did something. You know,
Yeah, no one else touched it.
Yeah.
But maybe you or me, you know?
Yeah, this you're the only one who's accountable for it. And I mean, we did Joshua Tree like nothing, which I know it's not like a rite of passage, but I mean, you know, to hold, shake, and rattle for 2+ hours on the way and back, you know, it's a motorcycle, and I don't know why do they have to force themselves to get an old rinky-dink bike and do that? Like, just do it on anything, but style it if you want.
I mean, if you're worried about what other people think, other people just think it's a motorcycle.
Yeah.
They don't have a distinction between years. Like, most people think this bike's like 80 something.
Yeah. I think
when I say 2004, it's like, what the fuck?
I think the only, like, I wouldn't call it a problem, but the only thing that I'm noticing now is the pressure to get like certain things, like, oh, the Grail motor or the one that everyone wants. It's because I think it's with the information age, and pretty much it's all the internet now. It's like people feel pressure, like you need a certain kind of bike or a certain kind of motor to be in that world. But in reality, custom bikes ends at custom bikes. It does not matter what the chassis is or isn't. So that's why I think this stands true, because, you know, you never had to have this on an engine stand or the motor pulled out, or you never had to cut the frame in half or anything. But look at you. It looks great. It freaking rides great. It's dailyable. It's enjoyable.
If you ask me, I mean, if you go back to the question you asked me why get this bike, I got it because it was a YouTube video. It said why the Softail is the best Harley, or like the best, you know, in general Harley. Because it's just this is what all the other bikes are based off of. As far as if you look at lowrider S's right now,
yeah,
like Mark's bike, it's the same frame, maybe this same concept.
Right.
It's just maybe it's a little bit of a smaller frame or bigger frame, different motor obviously, but same concept. It's the longest run. Is it the longest running V-twin? I'm not sure.
I mean, yeah. Don't quote him on that, but yeah, it does carry the shape of a standardized hardtailed frame, like a full frame. The lines follow all the way back. I mean,
when I did look for a Softail, I did have an idea of what I wanted it to look like at the end.
Oh, I was gonna ask you that too. So, like, where did you draw your, like, I wouldn't call it inspiration, but where did you draw any like ideas from?
There was, I forgot what I think it was Holland Super Cycle or something. I just searched Softail, hashtag Softail, whatever.
Yeah.
Scoured Instagram tags for a while and screenshotted what I liked.
And you pulled.
And then obviously, I saw like this different styles, like the different parts being used, and obviously, for us, and I think it's starting from San Francisco, right? Like taller.
Oh yeah,
forks.
for clearance.
Yeah, or taller for
taller forks without a rake of the neck.
Yeah,
Just for clearance, not for like
to
style.
get over like the hills, right?
Yeah.
I liked how that looked. It looked a little like, I don't want to drop names, but like that Indian Larry kind of style.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like kicked up. Not Springer, but kicked up a little bit.
So you drew from like certain aspects, but you didn't go like part for part.
No.
Yeah, I get you, and that's, I believe, how it should be. That's how you end up with bikes like this.
Just recently, obviously, like if you notice, everything's fucking square.
That was tight. What was the what got the ball rolling? What
started it? I think it was the headlight.
The headlight, and then from there.
Yeah, it was the headlight, and then I noticed obviously the biggest part on the V-twin you see are the fins. You know, so they're like just hard lines.
Oh, I didn't even think about it like that.
The hard lines match.
You're right.
The spokes, which are boxes too. These are boxes, and then I found the bars, which was ironic.
That was insane.
Right, and then I found the risers, with just to match the bars, and then ironically Trident sells that,
which has lines also.
And then the seat ironically has some boxes and lines.
And you like the square back sissy bars too.
And the pipes are kind of squared off. They're not like, there's no like rounds.
Oh, they're not flowy. They're
just squared, just flat.
Damn.
The only thing that's flowy is the rear fender. But I think that's what kind of breaks it up a little bit. Makes it look older.
And then like I guess I know.
Bikes have squares.
Oh yeah, you're right. And I know at the end of the day, like you can't really put a name on exactly what it is you style the bike as, but like, what would you say you went for if someone who's not into bikes said, "Wow, I like your Harley, but what style is this?" Because I know like we don't like us guys with suspension never want to say chopper, but
no, it might look like one, but that's what we're trying to achieve is the look.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone will be riding stock bikes.
You're right.
I would say it's not bobber, right?
Definitely
it's not chopper. But it's
now I want people to comment. This is the point where you can comment.
I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
But if you were to strip down a Harley and just leave the necessities, that's what I did.
But leave it functional.
Leave it functional.
Yeah, rideability is nice, right?
Yeah.
Like it's comfy.
I mean, I took advantage of what I had or what was available to me. We have a swapping every month. Most people don't.
Yeah, you're right.
So I was able to get dress up parts.
We are fortunate. Yeah,
if I go on OfferUp, search Southern California for anything, I could find it.
You're right.
So we're just blessed to have parts to put stuff together. It is a mashup of things, but there's no like one direction to it.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a custom motorcycle.
Yeah, you could just title it custom. Technically, everything is custom if you start working on it.
I think once you start diving deeper into like specifics, that's where everyone gets political and like weird about it. But I mean, dude, it's a custom motorcycle. You enjoy it. It's comfy, giving you no real problems. Guys on baggers might be like, oh, that's not comfy. Guys on like road glides and big stuff. But in actuality and practicality, it's just a custom motorcycle. It's comfy.
Yeah.
You're not sacrificing anything, actually.
If you're comparing it to cars, it's like, okay, your big bagger is like a minivan. And this would be like what?
Civic.
A Civic.
Yeah.
It's just smaller.
You're right.
It doesn't have all the things that's supposed to be on there.
That's a trip. Yeah, now that you put it that way. I like that. And I know this video is like out of place with all the vlog and everything, so like they're gonna see things on here that they haven't recently. But foreseeably, do you have any ideas of what might be next for this bike? Not saying that you have to. Like I mean I'm done with mine, but I'm just saying like foreseeably though. Like if there's nothing, there's nothing. Whatever comes along, comes along.
The fuckboy in me wants to get a chain conversion, but this thing works perfectly. So
yeah, belt drive, yeah guys. Loud and proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't let anyone pressure you into going chain if you don't really feel like you want to.
I like how it looks, but it's just I'm lazy, I admit it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go through that process.
No, I'm the same with mine because I'm still belt on mine, and everyone's asking why I don't go chain it because I don't want to. I'm sure there's advantages, but whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
I was joking around getting a Springer, but
you weren't joking around, bro. You want one, dog. you just didn't find the right one. So there's a possibility that you're not final with this front end. You might want a Springer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. But this is the only bike in your stable. It's just this in your car, and this is pure enjoyment. And I think anyone else who's watching, I don't know.
Don't take anything seriously.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was gonna say, okay, put it that way. Now that we're on the send off, because like at this point, I'd say the video's wrapped up. We're on the send off now. If anyone's watching this, like, what advice could you give them, or what do you even say? Like just life general, like the way we operate. Maybe they watch the channel so they know what we do, but like if you could tell anyone anything direct, because usually they're just viewing how our lives are playing out and we include them in it, but we don't get to sit down and talk with them. So like what would you say, like what would you tell someone who knows the channel, knows us, sees what we do, and you had some wise words to tell them generally in life?
For me, I don't want to sound like the old fart, but I guess I'm one of the older guys. Again, me and Mr. E, hey. But just do what you want to do. My whole life I just did what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound cocky, but I think I'm in a good position.
Yeah.
But it goes back to living in your means. Like
live within your means, do what you want to do.
I mean, you could drive $100,000 car, have $1 million house, and be fucking miserable.
Yeah, you could have a car and a bike.
Yeah, you have a $5,000 bike and a very regular car to get around. It depends on what you actually treasure as well. Some people want material things.
Yeah, you're right.
Some people like companionship. Some people, homies are number one, stuff like that. Which is true, but have your priorities straight.
I think that's pretty solid.
Don't drink and bike.
Yeah, don't drink and ride. Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
Ride responsibly.
Ride responsibly.
The rest is up to you. That's fair.
you know me, I'm not too complicated of a person.
I mean, the bike almost really reflects you very well.
I mean, I'm a simpler person, you know.
Yeah.
If you've known me for a while, everything I have is I wear the same shit every day.
I mean, your words are calculated, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I know what you mean.
Like it's for me, it's just a toy. Some people might take that the wrong way, but it's if you work, 40, 60 hours a week like me. I've been telling you for a while the reason why I got this was one of the reasons is like if I have a shitty day at work and I ride to work, at least I get to ride home.
At the very least.
At the very least, it's an enjoyable ride home, you know.
You win either way.
I win either way, yeah. On top of that, you get this, California lane split.
Lane split, the weather.
Lane splitting is amazing.
Yeah, cost of living is high up here, but I mean, everything comes at a cost.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we like what it comes with. So, if anyone out there is ever thinking about getting a bike, stop thinking, start doing.
If for me, I wanted to go the legit route, go through the school and stuff like that. But I think it would have prevented me from getting one.
Oh, like the actual classes in the course?
Yeah.
Would probably deter you.
Like, I don't want to say, like, do it the wrong way, but just hopping on one and seeing it, how it feels, you'll get it within the day.
Yeah, that too.
You'll understand if you like it within that day. I mean, I don't want to say names, but I know people that bought bikes and they don't ride them.
Yeah. And, like, it's not even a toy.
Yeah.
It's not even, like, a form of expression. And maybe they got it for the wrong reasons. I think that, too. You don't have to ever question yourself, I believe, on why you do anything. But I think your intention should always be pretty clear when doing anything.
And don't blame people for all your mistakes, because your decision was conscious.
Damn, that's deep. I'm running with that. It's a good way to end it, I guess. So if anyone wants to support the site and everything we do, I mean, yeah, we have merch.
If anyone has a shovelhead FXR, I'll buy it right now.
FXR shovel for bear.
Just kidding.
No, but yeah, if anyone wants to support the channel, everything we do, we're going to try to pump more videos out and stuff. We can't do all this without the support of everyone who watches regularly, and we want to keep pumping stuff out. Trust me, it's not like I want us to stay behind on footage. Like, that's just what's happening is we do too much and we can't pump out enough at the same time, so I'm kind of doing what I can to get that going. Oh, and last but not least, a startup of it, dude. That's what everybody misses.
Oh.
Yeah, holy fudge. That's part of the video that everyone's like, oh, the whole video happened, I didn't even hear it start. Sorry,
okay.
guys.
Well, it's kind of boring because it's fuel injected.
I think that's a wrap. We're about to get kicked out.